Paul, in 2021, you did the same shit with Laila Charani, your Moroccan wife. The point she said she was done, she moved her things and went to Morocco. You took 2 of her kids, leaving the little one at her, and she went back to Morocco. She struggled, attempted modeling and everything, then came back. I'm sure they cajoled her into apologizing. I don't blame them. You married these young, impressionable, vulnerable children whose parents decide to sell them at the altar of an old man like you because of money, because there's really nothing fanciable about you aside of your money. You take these little girls, you marry them. All of a sudden, when they turn 20 something, they start acting their age, or they begin to register displeasure with how you're treating them, allegedly in your home. You come out, you call them drug addicts, you call them prostitutes, you say they're sleeping with other men. Whereas you do the same thing with a whole lot of shenanigans going on. I'm no fan of Regina Daniels. In short, I don't blame that little girl. I blame her stupid mother, who sold her innocent child at the altar of an old ancient of days because of money. This is the kind of society we live. So I will ask the Nigerian government, if this little girl is accusing a lawmaker of domestic violence, I think it's time the federal government looks into it. If it means Senator Ned stepping aside until a proper investigation is done into this domestic violence, because it's not just because it's a marital issue. He's a state senator. The brother just alleged him hitting the girl with a gun. Those are huge. And him coming out to claim that the girl is a drug addict and he knows her dealer, I think is another crime. That under your roof as a senator, your wife and her siblings are peddling drugs and you did not report them to the authority. You are an irresponsible man to even put out such about your wife. That's what you do to little girls you marry. When you give them money, you lure them in, you put a chokehold on them, so that by the time they decide to leave you, they have nothing to fall back other than to come back to you because of Stockholm Syndrome. And let me say this to every Nigerian man. Don't go and marry a child and expect her to not act like a child. Where I live, when a 60-something-year-old man begins to court a 16-year-old girl, it is termed pedophilia. These men are good at preying and grooming these young girls. In Regina's own case, her mother sold her to you for money. A young, beautiful, brilliant girl. So she was given to you whole, but you're sending her back to the society, tagging her a drug addict.
Okay, at first, I didn't want to believe all these things that is going on social media. These 2 people, very young lady and very old man. Very old. I thought the old people, the older you get, the older you have sense, but no. Anyway, at first I didn't believe it until someone said, go to his page and you will see it. And then I was like, okay, that means he has made it public. Let me go and use and find out myself. So unfortunately, it was true. Okay, you can see the post on this. You can see it. I will tag the post here. I will drop the picture there so you can read it by yourself. But anyway, let me just give you people a quick read it fast so that you will know. Prince Ned Nwoke, Regina unprovocable courage and rampage in my house and in my absence. Okay, so it wasn't that enough. And then he said, Regina was not always like this. Her current battle with drugs and alcohol abuse is the root of our problem. She must continue her rehabilitation program, or I fear for her life and safety. Now, she has moved to a place where she will have unrestricted access to drugs. I have other wives, and none will even accuse me of violence. Regina is the violent one here, slapping and hitting 3 staffs in the past 48 hours and destroying property, including cars and windows. Excuse me, for no just cause. The truth is, I have set a clear condition for her to accept rehab in Asokoro or outside Nigeria, especially Jordan, where she will not have access to drugs. A clear-headed Regina would have taken Moon to the hospital, but instead she even threatened to kill our resident nurse for exposing her drug abuse. Why I took Moon to hospital, a sense of chores unfolded at home. Auctions of my summer Regina, main drug supplier, another known supplier of drugs to Regina, is tied that teeny devil called Annie. Okay, first of all, this young man said, I will call him young man. This young man said, Regina hasn't been like that before. She hasn't been like that. First of all, and second, he said he married her as a virgin. That means a virgin. That means she doesn't know any drugs or any too much alcohol or nothing on her system. That is what he's telling us. Now, I was wondering, when did she start taking the drugs and the alcohol, that excess that it got out of hand? How could he witness that your so-called wife, young wife, is taking all this, she's into drugs and you do absolutely nothing about it? Nah, man, before anyway, so you have seen all this whole story and how the whole thing is going to end. We all know how this thing is going to end. We all know how it's going to end. I'm not going to blame the little girl for marrying someone that is 10 times or 50 times older than her. But as well, they have parents who are supposed to watch over a child and then guide the child and then allow the child to take decision. But also put a restrict on the so conditions, you understand? Because he cannot tell me that if there is a wheelbarrow pusher that is the same age that comes for her hand in marriage, that the parents will allow her to go. Abi? No, they say love is blind now, so that means you go kukuma allow the wheelbarrow pusher to carry her, the waka. But anyway, we have seen the so-called drama, how it's going to end. You people should not rejoice because this poor girl is going through things. When you don't know what they mean by control freak or those pedophiles, when I mean pedophiles, pure pedophiles, if you don't know them, you will not, if you haven't had encounter with them, you will not believe this the trauma this girl is passing through. Because you cannot tell me that a full grown-up guy like that will just go for a little girl that just started enjoying her youth. She just turned 19 or 18, 19, and then
she's settling down with a 10 times or 50 times older man. Okay? So if you're wondering what was going on, what was happening, what was going on in that mother's head, that she should give a consent in that kind of thing. Okay? So, and then I saw a video again where the woman said that she was not aware that they were even going out. Then when you find out that they were going out, what would you have said? What would you have said? Now, it cannot tell me that a man who have married fifth wife, have different type of children, that you will allow your child to go in and be battering the drama. It's true that the man might say that the child is all the wives are under the control and everything. Are they dogs that you are putting them in chain and under control? Are they not dogs? They're just human beings. They're just human beings. Do you know why I said I don't support violence? Because I am your wife. When I mean wife that you profess love all the time. Wife that you carry everywhere all the time. You showcase all the time. When did I become your child that you are beating me blue and black, front and back? Please, I support no violence. If you cannot, or if you feel like is enough, the same way you carried me from from my parents' house. The same way you just pick me, go said, my parents or my siblings, I don't tire. Make una carry una picking before something go wrong. But no, beating me, they are not exposing me to violence, telling me or controlling me or making me feel like I don't have any say so. That means you are pushing the person to react, because you cannot beat a child and tell the child not to cry. You understand? Okay? So imagine a mother, or you can imagine me now, a mother, God forbid, and then my child just bring a 70 years old man, or 50 years, or 55 or 65 years old man. My child will be 17 or 18. Bring that person that is the love of Anya. Or ma copy of Anya before now, man, I love her, bro, now, corner. Yotago, pronoun physical, but you need to talk senses into that kind of person. But because sometimes poverty will take control over our life, we think that, it's easy. Now that the person have money, it can solve all our problems. Most of the time, this type of people that you are marrying to, you don't even have access to one bit of what they have. You don't have access. It's kind of whatever they give you, you take. Once you are in. Okay? So anytime we are taking this type of stupid decision, let's watch properly. Even if you want to be embark on that journey, be prepared and know that whatever that comes out of it is your decision. And then be prepared to make sure that you cover your back. Like, make sure that you become independent and have access on your own. In case if something go wrong, you have something to fall back beyond. But even if you don't have anything to fall at that, your life is more important than any property. Okay? Your life is more important than any property. They promise you heaven and earth after beating you, and you stayed. The next day, they will promise you heaven and earth, and you stayed. And or second, you'll be worried about what people will say. Whatever people like, let them say. Understand? Because even if you stay there and you later die in that condition, people will still talk. People say a lot of things, whether you like it or not. People say what they want to say. People will come out and still blame you. Like, you see Osinachi, how she died. People still blame her. I blame her as well. There is nothing like what people will say. There is absolutely nothing like what people will say. Violence is violent. Abuse is abuse. You don't tell me you are worried about what people will say. Why I have exposed my beautiful family, my beautiful kids to abuse. That means I'm teaching them it's okay to tolerate any beating when you got married. Or teaching the male sons it's okay to beat your wife is normal thing. No. It's not a nice thing to show your children. You are traumatizing them. And I believe that these little girls' children and other children will be there witnessing all this nonsense that was going on. And then tomorrow, Jesus Christ, tomorrow they will still have that stupid mentality to suffocate other people. You guys should look after yourself. Once you find out that you are into this type of relationship, or any red rights that you are into that type of relationship, you don't need to allow anybody to tell you to walk away before you know that you walk away. You don't need to allow anybody to remind you to run before you run. Run when you can. If you are grabbing something, grab when you can and run when you can. And then if the person is worse come to worse and the person is threatening you, you need to report the issue to the police. I know Nigerian police can be Nigerian police, but you never can tell where. Just pray all the time and then take the last decision and then make move and then put a restriction order. Okay? I hope you like the video and I hope you learn one or two things. Don't stay in an abusive relationship saying that you don't have any other option. You have option. Your life is option. Make a move and then love yourself and love your family. That is the only thing you got. If anything happens to you, who suffers it most is your children and your loved ones who love you genuinely. Okay? Because if you keep staying there thinking that the person that is beating you is going to change, they don't change like that. Stay safe out there and God bless you. Subscribe. Bye.